Thomas Armstrong, The Power of Neurodiversity, Unleashing the Advantages of Your Differently Wired Brain. In The Power of Neurodiversity, Thomas Armstrong challenges the traditional views on neurological differences, advocating for a shift from a deficit-based model to one of empowerment. This book explores how society often misunderstands and undervalues neurodiverse individuals, focusing primarily on what they cannot do rather than their unique strengths. Armstrong highlights compelling stories, like that of Amanda Baggs and Temple Grandin, to illustrate the spectrum of competencies inherent in neurodiverse people. He demonstrates how rethinking cultural values and educational approaches can transform perceived weaknesses into remarkable strengths. Through this lens, Armstrong offers a powerful discourse on embracing cognitive diversity, inviting readers to see the untapped potential in differently wired brains. Dive into this summary to discover how neurodiversity can reshape education, workplaces, and personal success through an appreciation of diverse talents and capabilities.
Embracing Neurodiversity. In 2007, Amanda Baggs presented a powerful message through her video In My Language, amid rising autism activism. In the absence of spoken language, Amanda communicates through interactions with her environment, tapping, flapping, and humming. Her expression challenges the label of nonverbal and low-functioning often assigned to her. Using a synthesizer, she argues that societal recognition of her thoughts depends on her ability to conform to conventional language norms. This video serves as a poignant reminder of the neurodiversity paradigm, which offers a refreshing alternative to the conventional medical model by advocating for the appreciation of neurological differences. Human cognition isn't one size fits all. For instance, individuals diagnosed with dyslexia often excel in spatial intelligence. This highlights how brain differences underpin both challenges and exceptional gifts. Should spatial abilities be prioritized over literacy in education, societal perceptions of intelligence would drastically shift, underscoring that our value judgments are deeply flawed. Amanda's nonverbal exchanges with her surroundings exemplify systems thinking, a form of intelligence focused on understanding the interactions within a system. This cognitive ability is commonly found in people with autism, yet societal biases often lead to the wrongful conclusion that such individuals lack cognitive depth. Amanda insightfully observes that conventional definitions of thought rigidly dictate perceptions of personhood. Many fail to see her as a real person due to these narrow views. Embracing neurodiversity encourages us to appreciate the complex tapestry of human thought and interaction, much like celebrating cultural or physical diversity. Transitioning from deficit-based medical models to empowerment-focused paradigms allows society to view differences as advantages and disabilities as opportunities, reshaping our understanding of human potential. Harnessing hidden strengths. Thomas Armstrong, an educational consultant, found a profound shift could occur when the focus on a student's challenges was redirected towards their strengths. Often, meetings with school staff and parents about children with conditions like autism or ADHD were clouded by dread, focusing heavily on deficits, academic struggles, behavioral issues, and emotional difficulties. This deficit-focused mindset not only hindered finding effective interventions but also cast an unnecessary pall over the child's potential. To break this cycle, Armstrong adopted a novel approach. Prior to meetings, he meticulously reviewed the child's academic history, searching for positive aspects often buried in the narrative of deficiencies. He began each meeting by distributing a document highlighting these positive insights, whether it was Marcus's joy in finger painting or Cindy's high scores in spatial awareness tests. These seemingly small details reframed perceptions and revealed competencies that had previously gone unnoticed. This pivot to positivity startled many at first, but it soon catalyzed a transformation. Discussions shifted from despair and management tactics to a hopeful exploration of how to nurture the child's unique abilities. Solutions became about more than coping, they became about celebrating and empowering the individual's distinct strengths. Armstrong's revolutionary perspective turned bleak prognoses into narratives of opportunity and growth. By recognizing and embracing each child's inherent capabilities, the path forward brightened, evolving from mere remediation to the flourishing of neurodiverse strengths. This approach underscored the profound impact of focusing on what children can do, rather than what they struggle with, ultimately unlocking their potential in transformative ways. Embracing diverse talents. Picture Eddie, a vibrant 10-year-old African-American boy whose afternoons gleam with enthusiasm as he volunteers with a nonprofit dedicated to integrating arts into schools. Eddie transforms industrial scraps into creative learning tools, leaving a trail of inspiration among his peers and mentors. However, this same boy, brimming with energy, finds himself misunderstood in the rigid confines of a classroom, where his inability to sit still labels him as disruptive, casting his spirited nature in the shadow of an ADHD diagnosis. This scenario vividly illustrates how societal norms can shape our perception of competency. The rigid criteria we use to evaluate people's abilities often ignore the vast spectrum of human diversity. What one culture dismisses as a disorder, another may celebrate as a gift, recognizing the value in distinct ways of perceiving the world. For instance, in some Indian communities, individuals known as musts are revered for their spiritual insight, despite behaviors that might seem irrational by Western standards. These God-intoxicated individuals devote themselves to spiritual pursuits, their actions heralded as sacred rather than dismissed as chaotic. Similarly, in Russia's Eastern Orthodox traditions, figures known as Jural Divi, or holy fools, challenge social norms, their nonconformity considered a divine blessing rather than a flaw. In contrast, these same individuals might face diagnostic labels in modern American culture, more focused on conformity and rationality. These cross-cultural perspectives urge us to reconsider our approach to neurodiversity in a rapidly changing world. As society continues to expand the list of neurologically based disorders, we must reflect on whether our interpretations truly accommodate the richness of natural human differences or overlook potential gifts, simply because they don't fit a conventional mold. Embrace your unique niche. When Chris Burke was diagnosed with Down syndrome, his parents rejected the conventional advice to institutionalize him. Instead, they centered their efforts on nurturing his innate talents. Despite the common misconception that limits Down syndrome to just intellectual and physical disabilities, it often includes heightened emotional and social acuity. Chris exemplified this with his vibrant passion for performing, captivating his family even as a child. By encouraging these strengths, Chris pursued music and acting, ultimately captivating network executives. In 1989, he broke ground as the first TV main character with Down syndrome in ABC's Life Goes On, where he shone in all 83 episodes. Finding a niche is akin to how plants and animals secure their roles within ecosystems, and Chris achieved this by occupying a unique space on television screens across America. For neurodivergent individuals, like Chris, successful living often depends on identifying niches that align with their distinct brain functionalities. Take Dr. Temple Grandin, for instance, an animal behaviorist famous for her deep insights into animal psychology, despite facing challenges in human interaction. Dr. Grandin's groundbreaking work in designing livestock facilities, impacting a third of U.S. operations, stems from her systems thinking abilities linked to her autism. Her intuitive understanding of animals' perspectives is profound. At one facility, she noticed pigs resisting a certain corridor. Rather than observing passively, she crawled through the chute alongside them, discovering the disruptive reflections on the damp floor, something only someone at their eye level could perceive. These stories illustrate the transformative power of finding and building your niche. Whether you're seeking your own path or assisting someone else, focus on cultivating strengths and talents. Identify your top skills and igniting passions. Whether you're an adept problem solver, an artistic visionary, a masterful communicator, or possess remarkable spatial insight, your unique traits hold potential to benefit your community. Everyone has distinct gifts just waiting to be shared with the world. Embrace these abilities, and build your niche, a space where your individuality and talents can thrive and make a meaningful impact. Embrace your unique brain. Living with a neurodivergent mind in a world not designed for such diversity can be challenging. The key to thriving lies in creating adaptations that cater to your unique needs, focusing on strengths and enhancing personal agency to participate fully in life. Align these adaptations with passions and intrinsic motivations to better navigate life's challenges. A stimulating environment can develop neurological flexibility, aiding adaptation beyond one's niche. Thanks to advocacy groups and technological progress, numerous tools are available to support this journey. Audiobooks and podcasts provide alternative learning paths for those who find reading difficult. Online forums foster connections within neurodiverse communities, enabling shared learning and support in ways unimaginable half a century ago. The advent of smartphones has been transformative, offering a suite of supportive tools, from apps for nonverbal communication to scheduling aids, making them an indispensable resource for many. While traditional medical approaches often focus on deficits, it's essential to view neurodiversity through a more holistic lens. This perspective doesn't discard medical support, such as medication, which has positively transformed lives. Instead, it proposes using diagnostic labels as guides to access tools that enhance life. The secret lies in understanding one's strengths and limitations, creating adaptations that capitalize on these strengths, and collaborating with your brain's unique wiring rather than opposing it. Embracing neurodiversity. Embracing neurodiversity means moving beyond mere labels to genuinely valuing the variety of human minds. Imagine a future where classrooms are crafted not just for neurotypical students but for everyone by intentionally structuring environments to meet diverse learning needs. Picture spaces with dedicated quiet zones for introspection alongside vibrant areas for collaboration, shifting away from competition to individualized growth paths. Teachers create flexibility by offering resources in varied formats like visual, auditory, and kinesthetic methods, thus supporting all students in leveraging their unique cognitive strengths. Even those deemed neurotypical benefit from such tailor-made environments, enhancing educational experiences for everyone. This inclusive approach isn't limited to schools, it extends to workplaces where the strengths of neurodiverse individuals can be harnessed. Consider Danish firm Specialstern, specializing in hiring individuals with Asperger's syndrome, who excel in systems intelligence and concentration. Such attributes are woven into the company fabric, demonstrating their unmatched value. Companies like Microsoft, Lego, and Oracle engage with these consultants, cultivating an understanding of autism's communication nuances. Here, the shift is profound. Instead of neurodiverse individuals adapting to conventional norms, the environment adapts to suit them. This framework dismantles barriers that restrict everyone's potential, fostering innovation and understanding, leading to a more equitable and flourishing society.
Thomas Armstrong's The Power of Neurodiversity leaves readers with a profound understanding of how embracing neurological differences can enrich individual lives and society as a whole. The book calls for a cultural and educational shift towards recognizing and nurturing the diverse competencies of neurodiverse individuals. By valuing their unique perspectives and strengths, society can dismantle outdated diagnostic labels that prioritize deficits. With real-life examples such as Chris Burke and the innovative practices at Danish company Specialstern, Armstrong illustrates the positive impact of a neurodiverse inclusive environment. The message is clear: by leveraging individual strengths and fostering adaptable environments, we can build a future where everyone's potential is realized. This book encourages readers to forge new paths that celebrate diversity, ultimately transforming differences into invaluable assets within our communities and beyond.